You can never tell me. You can never tell me. I won't rise.
Yeah.
Never that. As I almost knock over my own mic. That's perfect.
Careful.
Chris, Life is not here. I can't be knocking down my own mic.
Okay, just gonna put it closer. Now, can you hear me?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're coming in good.
Seguro?
Whoa. All right, hold on.
Too loud.
If we're going to be talking that high, we're going to turn it down here.
Yeah, just double, triple checking because when I get excited, you know
Gonna make
me.
me go down. Because I'm the
You
only
know
one that's got
me.
the headphones
Do you
on.
know
So I'm the one that's going to suffer the consequences.
Sorry.
I'm gonna sleep tonight. Just gonna be like,
Right. My ears are going to be ringing all night long.
Okay, I'm not that bad.
No, I'm kidding. No, nothing's worse than this guy or our other co-host who's not here, Life, whether they're drinking something or burping into the mics. Because I'm the only one that hears it.
Horrible
That's how
people.
savage they
Oh
are.
my god.
But that's how good friends we are. That we can
Crazy
do that to
word.
each other and I don't fire them. Well, I mean, I fired you guys once.
yeah.
But I hired you guys back because
Oh my
I love you
god.
guys.
You're like, I cannot pay low like $10 an hour to anybody else. Please come back.
Yeah, no, literally.
So that were right.
Well, you guys made it. You're here.
Yes.
I'm glad you're here.
I'm glad to be here.
How's everything been?
It's been good. College is good.
Finish your first year?
We finished our
Correct.
first year and we had already started our second year. So
Okay.
we're back already on campus. We're running. We're taking 2 classes, but it feels like we're taking like 5 classes and I don't really understand why.
What the heck?
Yeah, it's a lot of context. And we are going to be done like halfway to August. So it's like we get a full semester in like a month, 2 weeks.
Dang. So it's not they don't consider it summer school. It's just like
No,
your
it's a
new
regular semester. We're going in, we're taking classes, getting it all done. We start on fall and then in spring and we kick
Dang.
back to back.
So it's like 3 like
3
micro
full
sessions,
semesters,
like
yeah.
rapid fire.
Correct. And this for 2 years.
Good luck with that, cause like I'm cool. I had my 2, my fall semester, my spring semester, and that was it. I'm cool. And I had some summer classes because I did slack off a little bit, but it's neither here nor there. I graduated.
Wait, we don't talk about that.
I graduated. That's all that matters. I have my bachelor's in management and marketing. So I did what I needed to do. Just don't be on your laptop. Bless you.
Salud.
In the back of your math class. Not paying attention.
No, that's kind of impossible because our classes are kind of small. And so everybody knows what you're going to do. So it's kind of terrifying. It's good because everybody holds you accountable. But
Fair.
it's terrifying because they know what you're doing. Like, I can go check my emails in the middle
They're
of
like,
class.
what's she doing over there? Nope, that's not classwork. Better get back to it. Yeah, this guy's going to get some good pictures of you, too. Do you want to introduce yourselves really quick? Kind of share a little bit about who you are. We're going to dive into some Youth of the Year stuff, a little bit of your story, how you guys met, all the fun
Concerning.
things. Concerning? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Yikes. Did you hear this from her?
I do.
Yikes. All right,
the
here we
time.
go. Whoever wants
Sorry.
to start first.
Mm. Oh, thank you.
Oh, what a gentleman.
Oh, what he wants.
See,
Oh, just kidding.
we knew why you picked him. We knew why you picked him.
So cute. So Haybi Garcia. I am originally from Guatemala, but I have been living in the United States for 6 years now. Currently living in Waltham. Going to Boston College, Psychology and Human Development. Yeah.
Cool. And our other guest.
So my name is DaRocha. I am from Brazil, and I've
Okay.
lived in New Jersey for the past 7 years. And I'm also going to Messina College. Haybi.
Nice. So is that where you guys
Did you
met?
major?
Was
Yes.
Boston College?
And my major is general business.
General business? Okay. Fair. So management, business alike. I did business management and marketing. So you're in for a real treat. Well, you're Boston College, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We're in Boston College. The program is called Messina College, which I don't understand why is it called Messina College.
Missing a
Because
college?
Messina.
Oh, Messina. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know why it's called like that because we are Boston College students. We get all the facilities, we get all the benefits, we get this. What's it called? not the federal ID, but like the money from Boston College, like
Financial aid.
the
Financial
financial aid, like we get it from Boston College. So we are Boston College students. For some reason, they decided to name it Messina College,
Huh.
and that makes it confusing because we
For
are
sure.
just the Brooklyn campus of Boston College.
Yeah, that is weird. That is weird.
Mhm.
That makes zero sense.
Yeah,
Whatever.
yeah,
There's all yeah. I don't know.
Eh,
I've never heard of anything like that. That's
yeah.
weird.
Always people like to complicate themselves. You know, we're human beings, and we love to be complicated.
Yeah, like why make it easy? Like I went to UMass Lowell, so you had the UMass Lowell campus, so you were part of UMass Lowell, and then
Right.
you have Amherst, and then you have Dartmouth and Boston, I believe. UMass Boston,
Yeah.
those four.
Yeah.
But like you were
You're
part of those ones. Like
Yeah.
there was no like no, like you're part of UMass, but like you're like a subsection and blah blah blah, like all these like extra red tape.
Yeah.
Like no, like just put
Yeah,
me
and it's
here.
weird because of the campus is like it's Brighton, Newton, and then what is the other one?
The main campus.
Main campus. So it's Chestnut Hill, which is like the actual like the big campus, Boston College itself, and then the Newton campus is where the law students are. So let's call it the law campus,
Mm.
and then Brighton is more theology and art. So that's art and theology campus, and then Chestnut Hill is just Chestnut Hill, and then we are Messina. So it's just like it just I don't know why we're just, hi like it doesn't make sense.
So what has, since you guys brought it up, like what has your, I know I'm jumping from college, but I'm taking a small step backwards, is
Don't worry.
because you said you're from Brazil,
Mhm.
and I know you're a little bit your backstory, but we'll share that as well too. What has like been your experience from, being in Brazil / Guatemala to living here in the States? What has that been like? And any like culture shocks, anything that's been like different that you didn't expect? Things like that.
I don't know.
I can start.
Okay.
So, living in Brazil is like kind of an interesting thing because people think about Brazil as like the soccer country and like beaches and like the fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, Brazil is like a very difficult country. They're like you fear when you go to the streets because then someone might rob you, someone might steal from you,
Mm.
and I mean, I lived there since I was born, and my parents, after like they got robbed, like
Oh wow.
in 2017, they noticed that it wasn't like the place that they wanted their kids to live in. So, and then I have family members here that they were like, "Oh, you should come to the U.S. and everything, because here you have the opportunities, you're safe and everything." And we were like, you know what? Let's try it. Let's give it a try. And in 2018, we came here, and then like it's been the best thing ever because I was able to get a good education. I went to a good high school. I met amazing people. Like I have connections with like people from my city, people from my town. Now here at Boston, and like I met Ivy here as well. And I mean the opportunities that I got here, like I wouldn't even think of if I was in Brazil.
Mhm.
So like the U.S. / New Jersey and Boston is like a whole lack of opportunities that are open for me and my brother, and now we're like trying to achieve like higher education, like better opportunities in life, and see wherever life takes us.
Awesome. That's awesome. Ivy, what about you?
Do you mind repeating the question?
Just like what has been, kind of, I mean, it kind of goes along, again, I kind of know a little bit about the backstory, but just kind of sharing with our listeners is what has been kind of the experience from, living in Guatemala to coming over here. Has there been like advantages, disadvantages? Like what is your experience been like as far as, coming over here?
Well, to be honest with all of you, I didn't even want to come to the United States.
Hey, listen, that is fair. That is honest.
So my parents moved to the United States first. Similar to Daniel, was also for violence. We were being chased kind of by gangs back in Guatemala.
Okay.
So our family was in danger because my parents were like part of the. My dad was part of the police force, and then my mom was working as a nurse in the police force, and that of course, and then corruption, and they wanted them to do stuff that of course illegal, and my parents deny. And so they had to leave the country, and then we were under the care of one of my mom's friends. But also because of the same situation, like I don't think that I had like a regular, in quote unquote, like life in Guatemala, since I had to be moving like all the time. Since I was a little kid, I moved to house every other year or every year, or I started the school year and then halfway through the school year, I have to move to a different school, and it was just like, "Hi, everybody, nice to meet you."
You live in like the military
Bye.
lifestyle.
Yeah, like bye. Like it was just like no, like yes, it helped. I guess with like socializing and like interconnecting, making like fast here and there, but also like it make it hard to make actual relationships and get to know my country because I wasn't allowed to go outside like regular like kids will do, play in the porch. Or even talking with the neighborhood, going to sleep others. All this despite the fact that my parents are strict. So it was just like, so I don't think that I get to know my country as other friends that I have going for Guatemala did, which I will have loved to know. Even my culture sometimes is different. And since I come from there, the culture has shifted and Guatemala has also changed. And I only know the Guatemala for the period that I was in there and the way I met my culture. And then other like where Guatemala people come over and they tell me all this, and I'm just like, really? I'm like, I like, yes, but
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. Like, I love my culture. I know where I'm come from. I know my roots, but it's also like I only know what I learned, and for some reason, it feels like it stayed in that period of time for me, even though I know it didn't. So it was just like, what? And then moving here was just, I remember walking into my middle school because they jumped me straight to 8th grade. And then I was like, yep, nope. And I was turning down, I'm back and heading outside the door. And I was like, yeah, I don't want to be here. It's just a big building with a bunch of lights and a bunch of people, different color, different like height. I was just like, I don't know who all these people are.
Right.
And all this without forgetting, I don't know any English.
Also a bit major challenge. It can
Like,
be a major challenge for sure.
Buenas, and buenos dias, buenas tardes. And it was just like, I don't know what to do. I remember you as a teacher coming up to me and being like, oh my God, you're one of the new students. You know me? I don't even know who you are. And she speaks to me in English. And then I was like, no entiendo español. And then she talked to me in Spanish and then directed to my class and stuff. And then from there, here I am. But it was like, if that moment, like that teacher would have come up to me, I don't even know if I would have walked to school the first day. Maybe my mom would have made me walk to school. But everything started from there. I think another big cultural shock was the fact that in the street when you're walking and you see somebody older than you, you say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night.
Yeah.
You look up to them and you're like, at least like do this, or just like smile to them and stuff. Yeah, like that's a sign of being respectful. And when you don't do that, they will like call you out. They will be like, you're so disrespectful, your parents didn't show you manners. What is going on with this society nowadays? But then you come here and the tradition is like, you look down, you don't stare at nobody, you don't say hi, you are your own person, you just walk straight, nobody's gonna look at you if you don't see nobody. And it's just like, what is wrong? And then I remember going into my high school and saying hi to my teachers, even the teachers that I didn't have, in the hallway, and being like, hi, good morning. And they would look back at me like all scared and terrified and be like, there's no way a student's talking to me right now. And I just like, and they would be like, me? And like, yeah, you have a great day. And they're like, okay. And then you just walk past. It's strange.
Yeah, it is definitely a weird thing. Like, we don't, like, anybody that you don't know, you're just like, yeah, just keep it moving. And it's like, I get what you're saying. Like, I think there has been a lost art of just showing that respect to your elders and, people that have come before you. I think it's important to, bring that back, honestly. I don't know where we went wrong, but it's definitely, yeah. I mean, that's even a culture shock for us. I mean, it's even people our own age, like we'll just walk by, like I'll go to the gym and, our thing is, you go to the gym, like you're focused. You're not saying hi to nobody. You're just working out, deadlifting, you're doing all this stuff. And then like you're out, like there's no like hey, how are you? You know, like, oh my gosh, you're doing that. Like, hey, like, I'm
I
like,
like to do that too.
like, I'm even afraid to like ask people to spot me. Like, I'm just like, no, like, if I can't lift it, like, I'm not asking nobody. Like, I'm gonna just do it. If I can't, I'm gonna figure out how to lift it off myself.
Oopsies.
But that's it. But it's definitely weird. I've definitely heard of, you know, kind of showing that respect, which our you know, this culture has kind of just like lost that a little bit. Do you think you guys, if you have or haven't, like, would you like want to go back to kind of like gain a little bit of like insight on how it is now, or are you just like based on what's happened prior, like I'm all set, or like would you want, like you said, like you feel like there's like a piece of like your history and your culture that you're missing, like would you want to, like, you know, maybe when you get older, or, you know, next summer when you're not taking 30 classes and 40 semesters a year, to just like go down, spend some time down there to like kind of experience the culture the way you want to versus maybe how it was presented before?
I will definitely love to go back, definitely to visit. I don't think I'll go back to live, since I had already made my life in here. I will definitely go back and explore and being able to see my culture with my own eyes,
Right.
because I was born in the city. I'm from the Ciudad de Guatemala, so it's like I was in the middle of all the cows, and it's like, and to my desgracia, to like the worst part is that I always live in like the worst cities, like the most dangerous part of the cities. So it's like I don't even get to see like the good side, and everything that I was introduced to me was just like danger, danger, danger. And then I have like gringos coming up to me being like, Guatemala is so beautiful. It's one of the best countries in Central America. It's so green. It's so, how you say, hermoso, hermoso? And I'm like, yeah, thank you. Like, I appreciate
sure.
it. Like, yeah, I appreciate the compliment. Like, I know it's a beautiful country. Like, I have seen it in pictures. I have made research papers about it. I remember being at school and doing posters and projects and like things that you have to actually like bring in person and build in the school. Like, I remember doing all that about what it was with Guatemala and the culture itself. I don't remember seeing it though.
Yeah, firsthand is not.
It's not the same thing. So I would definitely love to go back and explore and see what my culture was, and it is, because you know it's always changing.
Yeah. You want to see what all the hype is about versus, you
Hey,
know.
please.
You're like, y'all saying it's a great place. I don't think y'all had the same.
Like, I love my
upbringing.
country, but I'm not sure.
Right. What I experience is not the picture that y'all get to see all the time. What about you?
I would say that I didn't. Similar to IB, I'll probably go back to visit.
Yeah.
Because I do miss my country. I do miss everything that I did there. I miss my parents, my grandparents, uh, my friends in general, just like being
For
there
sure.
and everything. But in contrast to her, I did have a good childhood in Brazil, and I was able to like experience the true, like, I won't say true, but it's just like the normal childhood of a Brazilian kid. So I went to school and then I played soccer, like news, like
Right. Oh, shocker.
Shocker.
Wow.
No way. Really?
So I'll play with my friends in the streets, and I live near my grandmother, so it was like I'll go to her house. I ate with her, like my uncle and everything. So I feel like I experienced like what I was supposed to, even though like I didn't live in the best neighborhood in town, and I lived in Rio, so it was like like one of the most famous cities in the world.
Yeah.
So it's like as like similar to Ibe as well. Like it was in the middle of everything. Like I knew like what was happening. I knew like where I had to go if I needed to. But then like after coming to the U.S., I kind of forgot most of everything, and I do want to come back to like just have the memories again. Like just looking back at like where I used to play in the streets, or I used like where my grandma used to live, where I used to live, or just like visit places that I did, but now I forgot how it is, you know.
Yeah.
So just being able to go back and like have this nostalgia of like just
It's a word that was literally in my head.
yeah, just like this was what I was or what I did when I was little, and like now that I grew up, it's like, oh, I gotta go to school. I have to like study. I have to go to work, and I kind of wish to like in a way bring back my childhood because I do
feel that.
miss like to feel like a kid sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, once you grow up, it's like that's it, dude. It's so different. Kids are like, "Oh, I want to grow." You know, you hear it all the time. And kids are like, "Oh, I want to grow up. I want to do this. I want to do that." It's like, no, you don't.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
Absolutely not.
I used to say
Like-
that when I was little.
Like they say, like these are your best years. Like you're
No.
not kidding. When being a kid, I mean,
Yeah.
are your best years. You don't have bills. You don't have major responsibilities, you know, depending on your household and, you know, how your household is structured. You may have certain responsibilities, but for the most part, you don't have the stress of bills. You don't have the stress of going to school, going to work, trying to pay for stuff, this, that, and the third, car. It's like, dude, you guys got it easy.
Adulting is not fun at all.
No.
Whatsoever. All right? It's definitely not.
No. So, yeah, there's definitely a certain nostalgia with like going back, like even like places. So I'm born and raised, like when I say here, obviously America, but like this area. This is like this is my childhood home. So I don't live here. My mom lives here. But this is like my childhood home. Like recorded my first like music project like right over here. Obviously it looks different now, but like right over here. Like I went to middle school like just across the bridge. Like I was shooting, I was doing some like behind the scenes photographs and stuff for the last album that I did called Apartments. And so we ended up going to like the first childhood home that I remember. And even just like standing outside, I was like looking at the backyard. I was like, yep, that's where the dog chased me up and down trying to get me. You know, this is, you know, the house next door. That was the house that like, you know, my family knew, the people that lived there, that used to babysit me. To like, I remember, you know, a few years after I moved out, like the house burned down, like feeling those emotions, to just like standing out front and like just looking at it, I was like, man, like I feel like I've time traveled 20 years to just be there again. So like I can't imagine not only like revisiting that, but like also like thousands of miles away. You know, like I can't imagine the nostalgia that you guys, you know, I pray that you guys will get to have an experience, you know what I mean? For that, to be able to go back.
Yeah, I feel like even like going back to like my middle school, like I came here in 2019, and then school started, and then pandemic hit. So it was like I had like 2 months, I think, to learn English, and honestly, like that was the time where I learned English the most. Like without that English, I think I wouldn't have survived because I didn't know anything. And then I think the teachers like really like played the role of teaching me what I needed at least to know to like figure out how the education system works in here. And I'm actually going back this Friday to give a talk about what it is the transition to going into high school, and then all the opportunities you have, and you don't have to do it all, but this is what you got, and now you have to pick one of the things and get out the best of it because you cannot do everything. But also I wouldn't recommend to do nothing, you know. And then the transition to college, and there is more opportunities and there is more to do, and just knowing that I'm gonna go back and see all these kids. By the way, this is a program I funded. So it's like something I helped create it with this teacher, Mr. Sims, and now he have seen my sister grow. My brother went through his class too. Now they're both at high school, and it's just like you have seen my family grow. It's just like I can't believe this. Like I feel so old. I'm about to be 20. Like there's no way. Like that's what I'm saying. Like there's literally no way. It's like I feel like I live 3 different lives already. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no, I feel that for sure. What would you say kind of attributed to like you being able to have those opportunities, like being able to go back to, you know, your school, your middle school, and, you know, kind of giving back to them? If that makes sense.
I didn't understand the question.
Like,
Wait. Oops, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. What do you think? So, like, how do I reword this? Come on, Jay. You make music. You should know.
You got
words.
this. You got this.
What are you asking?
Jay.
Like, what attributed to her being able to, like, have the opportunities to go back to her school?
What helped you?
Like, was it so? For example, like, did the Boys and Girls Club like help you in creating those partnerships with your middle school, or like did you just like kind of was like, I just want to give back to my middle school, and like I reached out and did that, or did like the Boys and Girls Club like inspire you to do that, your high school inspire you to do that, your family, like what kind of led to you wanting to, like you said, like I'm about to go back to my middle school and kind of talk, like what kind of led to you being able to do that? Does that make sense?
Yes, I feel like everything starts. With my siblings, like I always brought them up with everything, but they are my everything. Like, I love you, Daniel, but they are my everything. Like, I'm sorry. Like you're there too, but like my siblings, Josue and Alexandra, like I just from them is like I see them, and it's just a reminder of where I was and who I wanted to be and who I wanted to become and who I want to be for them and the example I want to give them. And well, they also went to that med school, so sometimes I went back not only because everything that I help build for other students to don't have a tough time going into the transition from middle school to high school, but also because I want to get to see them. I want to see how they're doing. I want to see how the teachers are treating them, how the environment has changed. Is it still like a safe space for them to study, to be in? They're actually going to get the education I want them to get as I did. And from there it's gonna just grow, because the teachers that I know in the middle school and everywhere else that I know is because of them. And then I remember getting my job at the club, and they received me without me knowing English. I was just like, I remember going into the interview process with my boss, and it was just like very minimal English, and he helping himself out and myself with the Google Translator, and we were just like, and he was like, I need bilingual staff, and you're practicing your English, and I need to practice my Spanish, and we have all this bunch of kids that need help, and you need help too, so may as well you serve you for you to serve our kids. And so we like a community, we serve each other because that's what we are here for. And from there you kind of just grew, and then library came in, and then now college, and all the programs that I did, and it was just like everything led me back to we are in this collectively. It's not just me receiving.
Yeah.
Because if I only receive, then who is going to be the next kid to be inspired to give?
That part. That's awesome. That's God, man. Because it makes me think, like you said, like you show up at middle school, you don't know any English, and your teacher knows Spanish, and she's able to welcome you into the classroom. And you have some sort of line of communication to be able to kind of thrive in your middle school. And then you get to your Boys and Girls Club, and it's kind of the same thing. It's like, all right, we're going to take what the experience that you took in middle school, now we're going to upgrade it. So not only are you going to be able to communicate with the people, because there's going to be other translators or Google Translate, which I use in my church because I know it's a bilingual church as well. And sometimes I'm like, I need to know, help. And then for you to be able to give back that same experience, to be able to help people who are trying to learn English or in your same position, to kind of go through that experience together. Like, I don't know, the things like that, like you can't time that, you can't place that more perfectly than how God can put things like that together. And it's just like, I'm just like, listen, I'm hearing all these things because these are little nuggets that like I didn't hear from like, your Youth of the Year experience and stuff like that. I'm like, yo, like, that's cool. That's amazing. That's amazing.
And
just
I feel,
timing.
I don't know with you, Daniel, but before like I even thought about college, I didn't know college was a possibility. Like, and having higher education was something that I look at it and it's just like, it's kind of like 5 or 7 zeros too expensive for me. Like, I don't think I will be able to reach this. But then I had, for example, the club, who like everybody there was like, you can do this, apply for this, do this, we're gonna support you, we're gonna give you your hand. And then they were there pushing me, and sometimes, not gonna lie, I did feel so frustrated. I just wanna lay in my bed and fall asleep and don't listen to anything. But at the same time, was like, if they believe in me, why shouldn't I believe in myself? Like, it doesn't make sense. So like from there, like, if I didn't know that was a possibility for me. Now my question is, how many kids out there, how many students out there don't even know higher ed is actually possible?
Yeah.
And like,
You'd probably be surprised. You'd probably be surprised, the number. Absolutely. I mean, even kids like now, like I talk to kids like even in our program, I'm like, yeah, like what do you want to do? And they're just like, oh, like, you know, YouTuber or something. I'm like, I want you to think bigger.
Classic answers.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
Classic
and there's nothing.
answer, you know what I mean?
I don't even know how it works.
Yeah.
Like, contribute to
Right?
society. Come on.
Yeah.
Carpentry exists. We need houses.
Exactly. There are things that we need, and it's like I understand, because there is a level of education that goes into being a YouTuber. Like, you got to understand marketing, you got to understand video recording, all the media parts of that. Like, there's definitely like some knowledge base that goes into it. But it's like, for kids today, I want them to think bigger than just the quick, easy
Money making.
money maker that's like boom, 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 boom. Like, I can just not have to go into work. I I can do it from home. And again, that's a great luxury to have. If I could make music and podcast and
but what's going to happen when the internet crashes?
exactly.
Literally.
You have literally no life skills, because right out of high school, the only thing you did was YouTube.
Literally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, what about if your YouTube channel is not successful?
Right. Where's
Like, what? Yeah, what if like X, Y, and Z reason you don't have enough charisma or an amazing voice to talk in podcasts, or even running it? like, what if you just upload like random stuff up there and then nobody watches you, but you don't even know like why? And in reality, it's just like, sorry, this is not for you. Because sometimes that's the case. Like, you can have all the money, you can have all the education, and you can be out there, put yourself out there, and job all you want. But if the audience doesn't find you interesting enough, go buy job.
Right. Exactly. And like, I look at it too, at least on the YouTuber side. Again, I can understand the amount of work that goes into it, but I look at it now, it's trending in a position where it's gonna be like the music industry is now, where there's so many people that are doing it that the amount of money that you're going to get back from that is going to start shrinking, because there's so many people that are doing it. It happened the same way with music. You know, early 90s, 2000s, being able to release music wasn't as accessible as it is now. Like, you could literally like drop an album tomorrow if you wanted to. It's very easy for $40, low price of $40 and
Crazy
and a
word.
MacBook and a microphone.
Yep.
You could get into mixing and mastering and all that other fun stuff. But if you literally just wanted to record yourself, put a song out, you could do it like within a week, realistically.
That's insane.
It's so, and not even on streaming. If you want to put it on SoundCloud, which is free and everybody can get it, yada, yada, yada. But what I'm saying is that the ability to create music is so accessible now that like everybody is doing it. So now, like, and then with Spotify and how much you get back on streams, like one stream, I don't know if you know this, one stream is like 0.0003 cents for one stream that you get back. So like, to make back your money, I mean, you got to think like the average, I mean, we'll say even just like an up and coming artist maybe spends, I mean, between 500 to 1,000 on one song, between studio time, the beat, mixing, mastering, all that fun stuff. Maybe add a video in there. Now you're probably adding a couple more dollar signs to that. You're never going to see that money back. Mm-hmm. So then now with YouTube, like, YouTuber, TikTok, Twitch, all those things. Yeah, it was cool during COVID because nobody had anything to do and they were trying to find something to do, and people were like, oh, I'll just do it from my house. Oh, now I have something to watch. The market's 10 people. We'll just say, I'm just throwing out a small number. Whereas like now it's 2025, it's probably like 10 million people that are now online. Well, Now people are trying to pick. So now you've just like opened up your market.
What do we do?
There's more people to choose from.
No, and that's the interesting thing, because back in the day, like I know that like YouTube was just like something that people did. Like if you wanted to get big on YouTube, like you actually put like all your efforts into it. And because that was not a big number in YouTube, like let's say back in the day, like in 2012, 2010, it was like 10 people that actually like wanted to like focus on YouTube, and they succeeded because nobody wanted to do it. They were like, oh, this is a waste of time. Like you're not gonna go anywhere with that.
Mm-hmm.
And then now like you see like these bigger YouTubers, because they've been in the platform for like over 10 years, and like they grew their channel from like nothing, because they're pretty much the only ones in the platform. And like in today's society, as you said, like everybody has a YouTube account, everybody can start doing videos, but it's like a million times harder to like become like the new Mr. Beast, because
Mm-hmm.
pretty much like everything has been invented in a way.
Yeah, like how do you stand out from the thousands of people that are doing it? It's the same thing with music. It's like, how do I stand out from all the other Christian hip hop artists? There's so many. Like, how do I do it? You know, without being too gimmicky, without, you know, just doing something to do it to be trending or whatever. It's like, what do I do? Like, how do I stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
challenging.
And I think a couple months ago, I was doing some research regarding to music, and it looks like you have to like, I'm not sure, but you have to like sign some papers and send like all the drafts of like the songs that you're gonna like publish and record to like derechos de autor, the right of being the author, and like so other people are not allowed to do copyright to their music, right? And some people don't even know that. And I was looking at it's like 10 pages paper they have to sign, and it's like if you have like 20 drafts of the song, you need to submit the 20 drafts of the song, so we ensure this is yours. And it's just like, wow, there's so much that also comes into it. And if you don't know this, you put your music out there, and let's say in a hypothetical world, your music was like, it was the best, like, oh my god, everybody started to listen to it, but then it comes somebody that knows that you didn't submit this paperwork, and they take it, they submit the paperwork, and now out of the sudden your song is not yours no more.
Yeah.
Crazy word.
Yeah, it's crazy how music works. Like you could literally, like, if I put out a song, it's just like just like the drums, we'll just say, right? And then so that's one version. And then if I go and add a guitar and then release that, that's a completely different version. That's how they view it. And it's so like you said, like if you have 20 different versions, you start adding a guitar, a piano, this, that, and the third. And now you've got 20 different versions. You've got to register them all, because if somebody takes that version, adds the guitar to it, and says, "Yeah, that was mine," and then
there you go.
It's gone, and you just wasted all that creativity for
Nothing.
what? Yeah, it's why you gotta make sure you register everything the way that you're supposed to with all the copyright things. And like you said, like a lot of people don't know that, and I'm like, you need, like, there's more to music than just playing, recording it, and releasing it, because you need to know how to get your money back if it goes on the radio. How do you get money back for that? If you perform it,
literally.
Did you know that you can get money back when you perform it? A
Yeah.
lot of people probably don't know that.
Hello.
Like, get some of your money back. It's not a crazy percentage, but something is better than nothing. And if you're going on tour, if you're performing a lot and you're doing the same songs, like, dude, submit them and get, recoup some of your money. It's a lot of work that goes into making music. So, I want kids to just reach for a higher purpose than just those simple things. I was actually talking to some of my teens today about this stuff, is, because one of my teens, she wants to put together like a career exploration club, exploring different things. And she's like, we're going to try to stay away from like the YouTuber things, because yes, that's cool, but like, what are the alternatives? Like, oh, you want to do YouTube? Well, like, what about being a director? What about, doing media production? Like, instead of just going straight to YouTube, like, why not do it for like a play, like media production for a play, directing a music video, directing your own screenplay, or, mini TV series show, whatever. Like, there's so many more options
Literally.
than just that small thing. And it's like, again, like I said before, with the way YouTube is becoming now, you're probably going to make more money going after those other things than trying to be a YouTuber at this point.
Definitely.
So it's like, how about we open up your eyes a little bit to see a few more opportunities, or like people that draw, like, oh, I just want to draw on YouTube and show people my artwork. Well, like I was telling, I think, yeah, you met her, Victoria, who was our Youth of the Year for this year. Because she was telling me, she's like, yeah, like my dad's into cars. I really like cars, and I like to draw. And I was like, well, what if you did graphics for cars? Like, I've seen people do it. Like, their line work is insane. I'm like, you could, like, open up your own shop. Like, that's a very unique skill. I was like, you could do that. So then now you're combining both your things. She's an amazing drawer. She, like, pulled out a cup the other day, like, drew, like, a whole flower and everything on it. And I was like, dude, how did you do that in, like, 10 minutes? It takes me, like, 40 million erases. There's eraser shavings all over the table. I'm trying to sketch it out first. Then I'm using marker. She's just like, no, marker right here. Layers, this, that. I'm like, how did you do that? But, like, that's just how it works. You know, that's how just creative she is. And I'm like, I don't think I'm like trying to open her up to like all these things, because she's like, oh, I don't know if like, you know, people want me to do this, or if it's, you know, it's going to be something successful. I'm like,
I was actually talking with my friends about this. It's not about what people want you to do. It's about what do you want to do? What do you want to focus your life to be? Because yes, we're worried about the future, always thinking about the future. But who are we right now, and what are we doing for that future self? And ojo en esto, like, keep an eye on this. Like, we're not saying like doing music, recording videos is bad. What you're saying that there is so many other opportunities out there, that if your goal is money making, then you will get more money in other options. Then what do you even think that's easier?
And it's like having a backup plan too. Like so as I mentioned earlier, I went to school for management and marketing. My initial dream, play in the NBA. Then I found out I was 5'9". Not happening. Wasn't bad at basketball, but being 5'9" and 160 pounds, you're not really going to get drafted into the NBA, let alone hopping onto a college team, which was not going to be an option for me either. I got accepted to UConn, but I was like, yeah, there's no shot that I'm walking onto the University of Connecticut's team, who was like a powerhouse at the time, and little old me at 5'9" and 160 pounds, when dudes are pushing 210 and 6'3" easily, probably like 6 feet alone. Anyways, wanted to play in the NBA, wasn't going to happen. Graduated management and marketing. Wanted to do marketing for either music or like the Celtics or like a sports team. At least I could be kind of a part of the system. Lo and behold, 10 years later, I'm doing management and marketing for youth development. Never thought in my life youth development was going to be a part of my life cycle. But use the skills. Here we are. But I took the skills that I learned from my degree. It wasn't the exact pathway, but I'm still using it. It's just in a different direction. So I think people need to open up their minds to some other options and be okay with if it kind of takes a slight detour in a different direction. It doesn't mean you can't take what you learned, but it might be applied in a different direction. But like you said, it doesn't mean that you can't strive to be an NBA player. It doesn't mean that you can't go and make music or be a creative in some sort of way or whatever your passion is. But just be open-minded to the fact that it may not look the way that you think it'll look. Like, I didn't think I was going to do a podcast or start my own clothing brand. Here we are. Like, it just happens, and you just got to like trust the process and be open to new things as they come, and they'll kind of reveal themselves to you.
And that's like a difficult part. Just before this, I'm sorry I left.
No, you're good. You're good. No, let's do it.
I also had like a similar dream, like that I wanted to be a soccer player, but then like just couldn't be. So it was like, but going back to like what you're saying is like, even myself right now is like, it's hard for me to like think what I'm gonna do in the future, because like general business is like, it's business, but like for general, like just generalize, like you just open, like your life is just open, and you like gotta choose one. And like I don't know what I want to do. Like I like sports, I like music, like I play like instruments and everything. Like, do I want to go for something for the music, or like do I want to do something for sports, or do I just want to do something completely different? And that's also the difficult thing about being an adult, because like you expect like a lot of like just one thing. Like oh, what if this doesn't work? What am I gonna do? And life just takes you like to some other place that you never thought about.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the beauty of it.
100%. I'm telling you, I worked at a gym. I worked for ASICS. I worked for I did the school age program, which is the younger kids. Didn't expect that. Like, I worked at Enterprise Rent a Car. Like, I've took so many like detours and back roads and hop back on the highway again, then went around the roundabout and came back. Like, you just never know where it's gonna go. But and again, it's not a bad thing to like narrow your scope, but like I think people just get so disappointed when it doesn't go the way that they want. They're like, you know what, I'm done. I don't even want to try no more. And it's like, no.
Don't
like,
limit yourself.
Yeah, like keep it, but just try to pivot and just move it in a different space. See if there's another space that maybe they're, God or whatever is trying to guide you in a different direction, still keeping those talents, but just kind of shifting you over a little bit.
It's here, come here, go there, do that.
Yeah.
Here,
literally, like sometimes you just get put into places and you're like, I don't know what I'm doing here, but
oh my goodness, like the babies, have you seen those videos when they just literally throw, okay, listen, it relates. They get the baby, throw them to the water, swim.
Oh, yeah. They're just like...
No. Yeah, like, no. I don't know. I guess that's how we all figured life out, because nobody teaches you how life is supposed to be. Nobody teaches you what life is, you know what I mean? Nope. So maybe that's how I figured it out, but personally, I'm not throwing my kid into a pool to learn.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, your parents will try to kind of... But it's like, they're gonna give you advice based off of their own experiences, but your experiences, I mean, 98% of the time is going to be slightly different than what they're going through. So how can they really, and not that their advice is bad, but we got to be open to understanding that things are going to look a little bit different. So we got to be patient in those moments and just be like, no one's taught us anything. Mm-hmm. It's just like, hopefully I'll be a parent one day. And if you guys want kids, be parents, or however aspect that looks like, no one teaches us how to be a parent. There's no manual guide on how to be a parent. So it's like, and especially like for my wife and I, like we grew up, both of us, like her parents' relationships weren't that great. So it's like, now we don't have an example. I lived with a single mom. It's like, we didn't have examples of what that looked.
Help.
Yeah, we don't know we didn't really know what like a healthy marriage looked like. And then now, like, I only have one side of a, motherly love for a child. I didn't have the fatherly love of, receiving that side of it, and then kind of same thing with her. Like, she had her mom and, stepdads and stuff like that. So like that can kind of work with you a little bit. So it's like, there's no set, like, if you do this, and this, you're going to be an amazing parent.
Yeah, probably not.
No. That's not how it works.
And it's weird because now that I'm studying psychology and human development, it's like, I already kind of knew this because of my siblings, but what you do with one child, it doesn't work with the other one exactly the same way.
Yeah.
Because for some reason, let's say the first child was like a saint, like didn't move nothing. So you put like pretty like little limitations of what they were supposed to do and don't do. And then you get a second child and you think you already know how to do it, right? But in reality, no, because now this child has someone to look up to, but they don't know if that's example they should follow 100%. Mm-hmm. So they kind of just do whatever they want and feel like, and then you're putting little limitations, or maybe no limitations at all, because you think this is going to be like the first child. And then everything just becomes a chaos because you didn't know that. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, and maybe it's the other way around. Maybe the first child was so like all over the place and you didn't know what to do with it, with them. And now the second child is just like, I don't understand what they're running away. I just want to sit in the shade. So mm-hmm. every human being is so different. And then talking about like being a parent, and it's just like also like it's exhausting. It's like, yes, I bring somebody to life. They are running over there. I can't believe like has a mother one day. Like, yes, they're running over there. They look so pretty. Oh my God, they're so lovely. But then I also know that I have to wake up middle of the night to feed them. I have to change diapers. It's gonna hurt when I have them. I have to deal with them. I'm going to worry not only about myself but about another human being. Are they okay? Did they eat? Yeah, like it's a constant worrying. It's just like, I don't know if they are alive. Like they're gonna grow. They're gonna go to school. They're gonna cry the first day, and middle through the year, they're gonna forget I exist. They're gonna go to they're gonna go to high school. They're gonna go to college, and they're gonna come to visit me once a month. And it's gonna be like, okay, bye.
They're gonna fight with you all the time. They're gonna argue with you.
Yeah.
Oh, mom, I hate you. You're
I don't believe you don't let me go out. Like, oh my
But I
God.
think that's the beauty of it, though. Like,
It is. It
I
is.
love that. Like, even though it's complicated, it's like I think of you, like as a parent, like you notice. It's just like you go through the struggles, like the sleepless nights, and like the headaches of like the child crying, or just like
It's like,
this
no.
happened, or you
Not
try
yet, but
to
yeah.
impose like oh, don't do this because this is bad. Like even though that's hard, like after they grow up, you realize like the time you raised them, and like how you taught them, and like all the wisdom you get like from doing that, and like that's just the cycle. Like, and when they're older, they're gonna like, oh, I'm gonna have kids, and then you can pass that wisdom that you like didn't have, but you accumulate it over time. And then you just pass down, and I feel like that's the beauty of it. Of course, it's gonna be like a chaos, as Ivy said,
I love
But-
cows though.
but I feel like that's what's the most what's very exciting about like creating a family and raising one, because like you're new to it. Like you might have like some idea of what to do, like, oh, they cannot eat this because it's spoiled, or like don't play with knives. But it's like a relationship. Like there's like the more you go, like the deeper you see like
Yeah.
how hard and complicated it is. So
But hopefully you have, you'll have somebody to do it with. Like you're not alone.
Yeah.
You're doing it together. You're experiencing something new together. So it's just like, yeah, we just in this journey together. We're gonna figure it out. Hopefully the kid comes home and isn't crying when by the time he gets home.
Oops.
No, man, I cried. I used to cry. My mom would end up working late. I didn't know. I was staying after school daycare. I'm like, it's 5:00. My mom's not here. She must have gotten in a car accident. I'm gonna just sit here and cry for the next 45 minutes until she gets here. So
Yeah.
it happens, and then she shows up, and then your heart is relieved, and you're good. So
Like, oh my God, you're alive. You're really here.
Oh, man. I mean, she was all I had. So I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know what's gonna happen to me if I lose my mom. You know what I mean? So. But yeah, those are things that I'm trying to do with like, the teens at the youth center, Boys and Girls Club, is just try to like give, mentor them and try to give them things that they can take as they go on to, deeper into high school and then hopefully to college or the workforce, military, whatever they decide to choose. And then, they can look back and, even if there's just a small nugget that they're just like, yeah, I remember Mr. J told me this. And then like, hey, Mr. J, remember that time you said, and, like I'm doing this now. Or like I have, I think like maybe 3 or 4 teens that have graduated and moved on that are now or did at one point, like working for like a Boys and Girls Club or going back to a youth center and like wanting to mentor kids and stuff like that. Like to me, that's powerful because they see the value of what, our program did for them, and they want to kind of instill in that for other people.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
And it's not easy, but like I feel use the feeling of having someone that you mentor in kind of way, either mentally, spiritually, like physically, or like you help throughout the way. You see them grow. They come back at you and they're like, oh my God, look what I draw, it's so beautiful. I won the first praise of like X, Y, and Z thing. Or like, look, I learned my first song, I know how to sing. Or like, look, I wrote this essay in English. Or like I don't know, they win like student of the week in the school, and they come back to you and they tell you that week. It's like I take it personal. It's like, oh my God, you're the best. And also like you don't only get the good sides, but you also get the bad sides. So you also get the tears when you're working with the youth. It's like I got a 7 in my exam and I wanted a 10. It's not fair. it's okay. 7 is okay. But then then we have the other kids. It's a 2. They're actually crying because it's an actually bad grade. And it's like, it's okay. What are the next steps we can take so that grade has bad? But it could be worse. It could have been 0. You know what I mean? Like it's always like a back and forth of, yes, I love this. I love them coming back to me, but also, I don't think we're getting paid enough for this.
It's a lot of work for sure.
I love my kids. I go back to the club and it's like I'm back in my second home. I feel like they come to me, they hug me like, you didn't come to visit me. You said you were gonna come and then you left me and everybody else, you left for college and now I don't see you no more. And I'm like, I am here. I am visiting. We're okay. They're like, okay, bye.
Yeah, and then they leave. You're like, wait, what the heck? Like, you just yelled at me for 45 minutes.
What?
And then you give me...
Yeah.
No, it's definitely a good feeling when you are one of the first people or just the people in general that they go to when either something good or bad happens. You know, like I had one of my kids that graduated and she started her first year in college and she's like, I'm having like a really rough time. But like her and I, you know, we just kept going back and forth, having a conversation. I'm trying to like, you know, give some words of wisdom and try to, you know, just kind of as well as just comfort and listen and, you know, just kind of offer any insight that I can. And, you know, eventually, you know, she got through it and, you know, she came to visit a little while back. So it was cool to see her and, you know, see that she's doing better. You know, I put some pictures up of, you know, drawings that I'd done. She was like, can I have that? And I was like, that's like such a beautiful thing. I was like, I've never had anybody ask me for artwork. So like I just mailed it to her. I was like, I'm like, are you serious? Yeah. I was like, are you serious? She's like, yeah. I'm like, all right. Like I packaged it up, sent it off. She was like, all right. Like I'm hanging up in my dorm room or wherever she's living for college. And I was
That's
like,
so cute.
I was like, okay, at least one person, you know what I mean? Like if at least one person is impacted. You know what I mean? For me, like that's why I started, not to plug my stuff, but just for anybody is like I started it's called a Just One campaign essentially, and what it is like all it takes is just one person, whether it's somebody that you mentor and is impacted or somebody that impacts you. Like all it takes is just one of those people to have an impact on you that can have a ripple effect. Because if I can do something for you and then you're like, you know, you take that and you hold it and then you do it for him and then he does it for somebody else and then they do it for somebody else. It's like you may not see the somebody else factor of it, but like that stuff's happening. And it's like those are the things that I want to do. So if it's like even with like music, like if one person's like, yo, that song was fire, really touched me, I've done my job. I've impacted at least one person. I'm cool. And it's, you know, those are the things, you know, because I'm not trying to focus on like, oh, I got to impact you and 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 you. And that's where my success lies. It's like, no, if one person is there, then that is success. I'm not going to get discouraged if I miss, you know, 3 or 5 people. Let me start with 1 and then I can get 2 and build up. Because again, people try to like aim too big and then they get discouraged when, you know, their music doesn't take off. Oh, why don't I have thousands of people or thousands of followers? It's like, dude, look at the 5 people that have been liking your posts since the day you started. How about you appreciate them for half a second? I'm using social media as an example, but this is applicable everywhere. It's like, just appreciate the 5 people that are showing you love, showing you support, the 5 people that are in your life right now saying, you can do this. You can, you know, you don't need a whole, you know, university of people being like, go Haybi, go, you know, parades and everything else. You know, it's like, nah, like you got one person that's like, yo, I believe that you can do that. Go for it. Okay.
Definitely. And sometimes the message, like if we keep talking about music and stuff or like the impact of like itself to another, sometimes the message and the mindset is not there yet. Sometimes I can be here smiling and talking to you and telling you about positive thinking and how you the difference between toxic positivity and how you have to like stay in a certain like loving yourself and all this. Like I can jab about those topics for like hours, but if you don't understand what they are, if you don't like them, or if you're not secure enough to yourself, like you don't believe in yourself enough, like even if I'm talking to you about low self, you're gonna be like, "What is that?" Like, I don't get it, and you're gonna look at me and be like, "Okay, thank you," and then move on. Like sometimes we're just talking with the wrong audience, and in general, you know. So at least for us, like the Boys and Girls Club, we know we go there, we do our job, and at least one smile, I'm happy.
Yeah.
And no, always. Sorry, I was speaking Portuguese, and then us whenever we're at school, like the same thing. Like we are ambassadors, so we do give tours around the campus, and then we bring the new students. We get interview, and sometimes the most random questions on earth. But we're just like there, and we do what we gotta do, and we impact them, and that's our platform. And sometimes people just like, I don't know, they go to a street and be like, come here, like come here. This happened to me. Like I got pulled up by some random like teenagers, and they're like, come here, like listen to this, I'll give you $5 if you listen to this. And I was like, excuse me, I need to get to Star Market and then go back to my campus, thank you. And then I keep walking, because why would you even do that? Like that's not how you market your stuff. You know what I mean? I've
had people do that to me in New York. I'll be walking around and they'll be like, hey, like, no, I had literally, so we were in regionals this year for Youth of the Year.
No.
I know, sorry, sore subject. And some dude literally came up. So I was with Victoria, and he was like, hey, like, why don't you give the girl a rose? And I was like, I don't think you understand the relationship that is here right now. She is half my age, first of all. But anyways, I was like, I mean, giving people flowers is nice. So he literally hands me the flower. And I'm like, no, dude, like, I'm all set. Because I already knew the game plan that was about to happen. He's like, it's like, yeah, come on, man. Oh, you're right. He's like, you know, no, I think he put it in my hand, too. And he was like, oh, can you, like, throw me a little something? And I was like, I'm sorry. Like, I literally have no cash on me. Snatched it right out of my hand. It was like, all right, whatever. He's like, oh, you serious, man? Like, really? You ain't got no? I'm like, I knew the game you were going to do, but, like, just, like, either offer me the flower, tell me that it's $5 or whatever, or don't, like, because you're not going to get people to buy your stuff or follow you, whatever, if you're just going to, like, snatch it back. Like, I had somebody do that with a mixtape with me one time.
Crazy.
He's like, oh, check out my mixtape. I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah, I'm an artist too. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. So I'm like literally walking away. He's like, yo, can you give me like $5? And I was like, oh, sorry. Like, again, I don't carry cash like that. Snatches it right out of my hands. I'm like, that's not how you're getting your music out. I get you're trying to make money. I get it.
Yeah.
I understand.
That's not how we say flowers, Joe. That's not.
No.
We go in front of a candy shop and then we offer it to all the people you see coming out with a packet of chocolate. Think about it.
There you go. Yeah, it's been great just seeing, like, I mean, little glimpses of like your journey and everything that you've been through, especially with, you know, I mean, I'm seeing it from like the Youth of the Year process forward. But just hearing like what you've been through and now what you both have been through, I think you guys have like not a similar story, but I think a similar story, you know, coming from,
it correlates.
Yeah, coming from different countries and, you know, looking for new experiences, whether you wanted to be here or not.
I love being here. I love being here. Okay, yeah. I came for my siblings. Record. Okay, I came for my siblings because they needed a stable family to be here, and I didn't want it to come because honestly I was too scared because I already changed too much of my life, like every other year, like every 6 months, and now you're telling me I gotta change my whole country, my whole language.
I get that.
I was like, I don't think my siblings at that time understood that. And they just wanted like their parents, and it makes sense. I wanted them too, but they didn't sell like the big picture that I was looking at, and I was like hyperventilating. Help! Yeah. Like I'm not doing this. But I love being here. No. I love everything. I love my friends. I love Jay. I love my siblings. I love my family. I love Daniel. Like I love everybody. I promise, and I won't leave anytime soon.
No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I mean, you were old enough to kind of recognize and see, like you said, like the bigger picture. Like there's a lot more that goes into it than for something like that. Like I can't imagine that. Like I think about like moving to Atlanta and I'm like, oh, it's like, I can't imagine like complete culture change and language change. Like I already have enough time at my church trying to understand some of this language, let alone literally being in a country where that's all that they speak, and I am not going to compete at all in understanding what is happening. Like I can't imagine. But to start at that point to now being in college, going for your degree, like all the opportunities that you've been presented with, like it's an amazing story to share and have, and continue to share that story and inspire people to be like you said, like college is an option. It is a possibility. You can get these things. It may look difficult in the moment, but go after it. Like it is possible. So keep going.
Thank you.
Both of you guys. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for taking the time to come on. I know we had a little hiccups, but that is okay. We made it work. We made it happen.
Yeah, thanks.
Amazing episode. Is there any final thoughts that you guys want to share as we kind of close up? I want to make sure we get you guys back. I know you guys got a little bit of a troop back. I want to be mindful of that. But is there any final thoughts that you guys want to share before we close up?
I would say like this is very interesting. I never really participated in the podcast before, and
you guys did it well.
Yeah, thank you.
You guys did good.
And like I always watch like the videos and everything. I was like, it might be interesting because I always try to like picture like not just like the podcast people talking, but like the behind the scenes and like what's happening, like who's behind, like who's like how the cameras work, how the microphones work. And I mean, after Abby got like this opportunity, she was like, "Oh, he asked you if you want to be in it." I was like, "Oh, I mean, I'm not gonna have this opportunity again, possibly." And I'm a very shy guy, so I was like, "You know what? Let's try it." And it's very cool and interesting to talk to you and like know a little bit more about Ivy, even though I know a lot about her, and just seeing like the whole setup and like how like this is put up, and like pretty much how it works and like how cool it is. Like I'm very thankful for this, and thank you for
of course, absolutely. No, you guys are really great. You act like you guys have been doing this for a while.
Imagine.
I don't know. I'm like, is Haybi gonna stop talking so we can other people? Because she's doing a really good job at continuing the conversation.
Sorry.
No, I say that.
Sorry.
I say that in giving flowers. I mean that in a
liar.
Giving flowers.
He's gonna snap out of my hand.
No, I'm waiting for you to start. I'm waiting for you to start your own podcast. Like in my head, I'm like, yo, your guys' story.
I'll come back. I'll come back.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to have you back for sure if you're down. We do that here. We bring, because again, our mission is to make connections through conversations. And like I'm gonna be honest, Haybi, you can fact check me on this. I showed you this. I haven't looked at it since we started.
Yes.
So like what we try to do is just like a simple conversation. I haven't looked at I don't even remember what I put there.
Me either.
And we just, because I think there's a beautiful thing of just letting things flow. And what I got out of it was far greater than the kind of the notes that I had there. Because there were things that I learned more about you. And I was like, oh, snap. Like those are powerful things that I want people to hear, like our listeners to hear, because they're not being told enough. And sometimes when you hear those things from the same person constantly, you're like, yeah, like they're just saying that because it's their podcast, or, they're supposed to say that. But when you have somebody else come on and they're like, no, like this is a new perspective. And this is like how, yes, I agree with that sentiment. You're like, oh, okay, maybe they're onto something now. And so that's why I say, like, when I joking with you, I was like, yeah, she's going to keep talking and talking and talking. But it's like that story needs to keep being told. Because I look at, again, you're still in the club as well, too. But looking at just like the state of things now, I'm like, these kids aren't being told that enough. Like that these things are possible, to expand themselves, to kind of think outside the box a little bit. Like those things aren't being told enough. So like continue to share that. However you want to do that in your own way, keep doing that.
Thank you. And I think not only for the kids, I think everybody, like, I don't know, but like I have friends my age, so their parents are still in college. Like college is for everyone. If that's what you want to pursue, if you want to learn a new skill, go ahead and do it. Like we only live once, you know what I mean? And we don't know tomorrow we're gonna wake up and I'm gonna get a call somebody that I know has sadly passed away. I don't know if I'm going to wake up tomorrow. I hope in God that I will. Amen. But we never know that. And like today I came here, I kind of forgot I had to come because I didn't remember the exact day and I couldn't find the Google calendar. But and I was like freaking out. And then we came out of class and then we did our best to be here, and then everything that happened the way, and we're like, that. But no, we're here, and as Daniel said, I don't know if I'll be able to come back here. Maybe if you'll convince Jay to have me back, I would love to be back.
Yeah,
so like these are opportunities for everybody, not only for children. Like if you have a tool, if you have a platform, and only one person to support you, you can do it.
Absolutely.
Be great.
Be great. Nah, she going off that BGCA lingo. She been bred by BGCA. This is publicly sponsored by the Boys and Girls Club of America. Thank you for tuning in.
Oops.
No, I just came back from the Keystone Conference, so I've been
fully on mode.
Keystone BGCA stuff. So, no, for real, thank you guys for taking the time. I'm glad you guys can make it down here. Again, I know there's a lot of hiccups, but you made it. At the end of the day, you made it, and we had an amazing podcast.
Yes.
I want to say God bless. Thank you to everybody. Glory to God for just allowing us to have this platform, for allowing us to be here. Shout out to Crispy Life. Crispy was here earlier for you guys. Life, who's not here, shout out to you, man. We appreciate you. We love you, man. I know you're doing your thing, making some music. We're excited to hear it. Shout out to Minds of One Collective Genius, which is our hip hop collective of artists who support each other. It's great to have be surrounded by people that support you in the things that you do. And thank you to the listeners who are tuning in, checking this out. We appreciate all of you. But until next time, my name is Jay Faith. We also have
Haybi Garcia.
And we also have
Daniel DaRocha.
And this is the Right Mind Podcast. We'll catch y'all next time. What's up?